And now, WWE and Your Average Joe presents Evolution.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking live at a sold-out arena here in Perth, Australia for Evolution, the all-female premium live event where we are kicking off the show in a moment's time with the hometown girl Rhea Ripley taking on Bianca Belair in singles action. Then we will have the Intercontinental Championship on the line, Dakota defending the title for the first time. Then Jaida Parker finally gets her hands on Chelsea Green, chasing the United States Championship. Lash legend and Jordan Grace will finally put their feud to bed here tonight. And then we will also have Bayley taking on a hand-picked opponent by the SmackDown General Manager Rey Mysterio. And Jade will be issuing an open challenge here this evening for the Women's World Championship. And we will also have the Queen of the Ring final, where the woman who is victorious will be heading to SummerSlam to take on the champion of their respective brand. I hope you are as excited as I am to kick off the show in just a moment's time. If you haven't done so already, drop a like down below, subscribe, and let's get the show started. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we kick off the show here at Evolution in Perth, Australia, what a way to kick off the show as the hometown girl makes her entrance into the arena to a roaring crowd here. So you have to think that Rhea Ripley definitely has the hometown advantage here against a woman who pretty much all year round she has struggled to get along with, Bianca Belair. The EST of the WWE will be going head-to-head with Rhea Ripley here tonight, as these two have both been victims of the initiative this year, but they've also not been able to get on themselves, and Tiffany Stratton was the glue that was holding them two together. But now that Tiffany Stratton is focused on that WWE Women's Championship, it seems like Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley finally want to settle things between themselves. So we're going to have to wait and see whether Mammy can get the victory over Bianca Belair here tonight in Perth, Australia. And well, here is Miss Money in the Bank. Interestingly enough, Bianca Belair has been a little bit quiet with that briefcase as of late. Of course, she was involved in War Games back at Survivor Series alongside Rhea Ripley. And Rhea Ripley pretty much feels as though Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton had pretty much left her to the wolves. And Rhea Ripley was the superstar who was actually pinned in that matchup. And the initiative would get the victory back at War Games. But Bianca Belair looking to settle her beef with Rhea Ripley here tonight. Can Miss Money in the Bank get a victory under her belt? Well, interestingly enough, the WWE Universe chanting for the EST here, but Rhea Ripley right out the gates with some wicked strikes here. Two of the fan favourites in these two. Battling it out, going head-to-head here at Evolution. So, of course, Rhea Ripley returning early, prematurely back at War Games, and Bianca Belair looking for a kick out early on here as these two just stare each other down for a moment. But Rhea Ripley did return early to help out Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton to try and get the victory at War Games, but ultimately it would end up costing their team, as Rhea Ripley is still yet to get back to 100% fitness. And you have to wonder whether that's going to play a part here tonight. But Rhea Ripley now back onto her feet, taking the EST down. Now Rhea Ripley just stomping away at the chest of Bianca Belair. And the frustration boiling over here As we mentioned, these two have been going back and forth for most of the year. Rhea Ripley believing that Bianca Belair is taking a shortcut by getting that Money in the Bank briefcase and trying to cash in on whichever champion she chooses. So, of course, Bianca Belair does have some history with Jade Cargill from back in WWE 2K25's universe mode. So she may have the Storm in her sights for a little bit of payback. But, oh, hold on a second. Oh, my goodness. Is she here? Well, for Rhea Ripley's sake, I hope not. Oh my word, she is. Lola Vice here. Big knee to the midsection. And a boot to the spine as well. Lola Vice taking out Rhea Ripley here and leaving Bianca Belair, interestingly enough. Well, Bianca seems a little bit shocked as well. She can't believe what's just happened. And this WWE Universe seems a little bit shocked and stunned right now. Bianca Belair doesn't seem sure about what she wants to do here. She's going to take advantage, it seems like. And here she goes. Big spear delivered to Rhea Ripley. And now Bianca Belair hoisting up Rhea and then slamming her down to the mat. And a big knee to the side of the face as well. So Rhea Ripley has really been thwarted here by Lola Vice. But now a bit of cat and mouse between these two. Bianca Belair trying to stay with her foot on the gas. Ever since that distraction, Bianca Belair has been all over Rhea Ripley. So Lola Vice clearly is not done with the Eradicator just yet. And you have to wonder where Lola Vice's allegiance lies, because in recent weeks, it seems like Bayley hasn't been able to control her enforcer ever since Kiana James suffered an injury in the Queen of the Ring tournament. But hold on a second, looking for the victory, but a big kick out found by the Eradicator. And now Bianca Belair could be sizing up Rhea Ripley here, but no, Rhea Ripley finds a big reversal. Crucial moment in this matchup, as that could have been the beginning of the end, but a massive knee to the jaw. And the Eradicator seems to be going for broke right now. And a spear as well. My oh my, these two are leaving it all out in the ring here. And despite being attacked earlier on in this matchup, Rhea Ripley is somehow finding herself in control once more. Double axe handle connecting off of the top rope. And Rhea Ripley could be closing in on a victory here. Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair into the riptide, stacking her up for the victory. Rhea Ripley, no! Bianca Belair gets the shoulder up and she hangs in there. Well, this is why the EST is a former Women's World Champion here in Universe Mode and a former WWE Champion back in 2K24. Rhea Ripley, of course, held that Women's World Championship as well back in 2K24's Universe Mode. But both these women have been targeting Bayley this year, looking to gain that WWE Women's Championship. And now, Rhea Ripley just taking her time here. She believes that she has Bianca Belair right where she wants her, and the repeated headbutts with that mask is going to do some damage. But now up to the top rope, and Bianca is in big trouble right now. Rhea Ripley off the top rope looking for another double axe handle, but she's caught into a backbreaker by the EST. Now Bianca Belair, oh my word, hold on a second. Bianca Belair perhaps sending a message to Jade Cargill with that one. The glam slam. Almost hitting the Jaded, but now into the cover. Off of that move and looking for the win, but couldn't quite do it. So maybe Bianca Belair sending a message to Jade Cargill with that one. Oh my word. We're now hoisting up the Eradicator. Kiss of death connecting. They just couldn't get the job done back at WrestleMania. She hit that 4 times on the Storm and it wasn't enough, but here tonight, is it going to be enough? No. Rhea Ripley again able to get the shoulder up, and Bianca Belair showing some signs of frustration. Despite the fact that Lola Vice interfered earlier on, Rhea Ripley is still hanging in there. And as we stated earlier, Rhea Ripley is not 100% still. You can see the bandages around the rib cage, the eye mask over her left eye there. And even the face mask as well to protect that orbital bone that has been fractured. And now, oh, looking for a double axe handle, but it looked like Rhea Ripley actually avoided that one. Now big strikes here by Bianca Belair, taking Rhea Ripley out from behind as well. Now hoisting up the Eradicator and powerbomb on the outside. Those mats on that concrete are very thin, providing very minimal protection. Now Rhea Ripley sent into the announce desk here, rib first. And now Bianca Belair, the EST, heading back into the ring. She doesn't want to count out here. She wants to end this one between the ropes. And now these two look like they're going to test each other's limits here. Big strikes by the Eradicator, but Bianca Belair returns a massive slap. And Bianca is asking for more. So is Rhea Ripley. And these two just absolutely battering each other in the center of the ring. Oh my word, and Rhea Ripley is the one that comes out on top. Bianca Belair in trouble. Riptide connecting again and stacking up the EST. She's near the ropes, but is it going to be enough? No, big kick out found by Bianca. Well, how are these two still fighting? What a way to kick off Evolution here. Oh my God. Well, Bianca, I think your night is done here because another Riptide connecting near the ropes again. But Bianca Belair, oh my goodness, she's kicked out again. Miss Money in the Bank somehow is still surviving. Well, this could be putting some doubt in Rhea Ripley's mind here, because I believe that may be 3 Riptides that she's now connected with. Looking for a big drop kick. But Bianca back to her feet. Rhea Ripley sent off the ropes. Big shoulder tackle by Bianca Belair. And Rhea Ripley struggling now. Bianca finding a second wind here. But is it going to be enough to get her the victory? Snap suplex connecting. And Rhea Ripley could be the one that's in trouble. Bianca is sizing her up here. Bianca Belair hoisting Rhea Ripley up. Kiss of death connecting. Hooking the leg away from the ropes into the cover for the win. No! And again, the kiss of death just doesn't seem to get the job done for Bianca Belair. As, oh my word, she was looking for maybe that Jade. Oh my word, into a roll up here, but a rope break called. Well, these two getting a little bit desperate right now. Now, big slap across the face by Rhea Ripley, but Bianca is still fighting here. With these two, oh my word, a vicious spear connecting from the EST. Almost tearing the rib cage into pieces of Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair still smiling here. Just sizing up the Eradicator into a big crossbody. Now Bianca Belair, a stomp to the back of the head. A big knee to the face as well, targeting that orbital bone. And Bianca, standing moonsault, but Rhea Ripley saw it coming, able to move out of the way. Two of the very best in the division to kick off the show here at Evolution. But who is going to walk out victorious? Who is going to walk out with the bragging rights? That's essentially what this match is all about. As Rhea Ripley sent into the corner, but a big elbow found by her. Oh my word. Rhea Ripley now with Bianca Belair up and slamming her down face first into the canvas. And that could be it. It could be all said and done here. Rhea Ripley with the victory over Bianca Belair, despite the fact that Rhea Ripley is not 100%, and despite the fact that she got attacked during the matchup by Lola Vice. Rhea Ripley in her hometown, on her home turf, was able to put down the EST and Miss Money in the Bank.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we're into the Women's Intercontinental Championship title match. And this woman actually hasn't had the greatest year this year, but in the last couple of weeks, she's picked up a couple of victories, which has basically earned herself a championship opportunity here tonight. So she was, of course, defeated in the Queen of the Ring tournament by Stephanie Vaquer in the quarterfinal about 3 weeks ago now, where she suffered the loss by a roll-up, but then she was able to defeat Lyra Valkyria via count-out, and then also went on to defeat Julia just last week. And here is the Women's Intercontinental Champion, the woman who was called out by Liv Morgan back on Monday Night Raw, but Julia was actually the woman who would answer the call. And now Dakota Kai is here tonight, and she's looking to defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship against a woman who many believe probably doesn't really deserve the opportunity here tonight, but I guess that is Liv Morgan for you. When she sees an opportunity, she will be there to take it. And she has picked up victories at crucial moments, which has earned herself this spot right here tonight.
Introducing the challenger from Elmwood Park, New Jersey, Liv Morgan. And her opponent from Auckland, New Zealand, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Dakota Kai.
So, Women's Intercontinental Championship on the line here tonight, as Dakota Kai in her first championship title defense after winning the championship back at Survivor Series against the man Becky Lynch, when Lyra Valkyria would make her grand return and cost Becky Lynch the title. So Dakota Kai in her first championship title defense here at Evolution, taking on Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan finally getting an opportunity at a women's championship here in Universe mode. She has yet to win a championship, of course, in this series, of course, in WWE 2K25 as well. She didn't actually get many opportunities, and Dakota Kai now just able to avoid that drop kick off of the springboard. And now just targeting the leg of Liv Morgan here. And Dakota Kai quickly into the cover. It seems like Dakota Kai maybe has a different aura about her here tonight. I'm not sure whether that's just because she is the champion in her first title defense, or whether there's another meaning behind that. But Liv Morgan, big elbow out of the corner. Oh, and Liv Morgan now. Well, look at this from Liv Morgan. A Hurricane Rana connecting, and a double foot stomp as well to the midsection. And Liv Morgan now is kicking it into another gear here. She wants to win her first championship here in Universe mode. So as I was stating before, Liv Morgan back in 2K24 was the reason why Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio ended up parting ways, and they would actually end up facing back at WrestleMania due to Dominic Mysterio flirting around with Liv Morgan. But now Liv Morgan focused on her own singles championship. Dominic Mysterio, of course, over on Friday Night SmackDown has been very successful, winning that Winged Eagle Championship just a couple of months ago, unfortunately losing that title to Randy Orton back at Survivor Series. But nonetheless, here is Dakota Kai drawing the battle lines. And now Liv Morgan fighting her way back into this one again. Both of these superstars battling for the control of this matchup. Dakota Kai is really trying to push her challenger here, as Liv Morgan is just mocking the champion. Big knee connecting, but no! Dakota Kai with a powerbomb out of the corner. She's not about to allow Liv Morgan to mock her Liv Morgan may feel that this is an easy matchup for her, but Dakota Kai has other ideas. As Dakota Kai now with the big boot in the corner. Oh, what? Hold on a second. What is she doing here? Well, Julia, what is she doing? Even Dakota Kai is wondering what on earth Julia is doing at ringside. Liv Morgan, though, offered the distraction back to her feet into a roll-up here, looking to steal the title. The referee a little bit distracted for a moment, but Dakota Kai reversing that roll-up and almost trying to steal the win herself. But Julia, why on earth is she out here? What is she doing? It seemed like Dakota Kai is even questioning why Julia has made her way down to ringside, and she's going to stay out here as well. But the question is she in the corner of Dakota Kai, or is she in the corner of Liv Morgan? What on earth is happening here tonight? Oh, and, well, that exposed steel on the turnbuckle. It seemed like Dakota Kai for a second didn't realise that Julia must have exposed that steel. And Dakota Kai ended up taking advantage of that without really meaning to, subconsciously there. And now Dakota Kai again just asking Julia why she's out here. If Dakota Kai is not careful, she could lose her championship due to being distracted here by Julia. But a big crossbody connecting for Dakota Kai. And now big kick to the midsection. And now Dakota Kai with the knees to the back of the spine, hooking a leg now into the cover for the win. No, it looked like Julia was actually egging on Dakota Kai at ringside just then. Seems like she's very impressed by what the champion is doing right now. Well, the question has to be asked, what is the intentions of Julia? The beautiful madness has now codebreaker connecting for Liv Morgan, and Dakota Kai could be in trouble here. Liv Morgan into oblivion connecting, and this could be it. Into the cover, hooking a leg. Liv Morgan for a new champion to be crowned. No. Big kick out found. And hold on a second, a steel chair's been brought into play here. The referee going to have to deal with that one, as Julia on the outside just causing havoc and causing chaos here. Meanwhile, inside the ring, Dakota Kai looking to stay in control, looking to wear out the challenger, but Liv Morgan able to slip on out of that one, and Liv Morgan off of the handstand again. Well, it seems like whenever Liv Morgan goes for that maneuver, Dakota Kai doesn't really have an answer for it. Big strikes here from Liv Morgan. And now Dakota Kai pushing Liv Morgan away here. Getting the upper hand right now. Dakota Kai looking to retain her championship on her first title defense. And oh my goodness, look at the kicks to the side of the head here. As Dakota Kai now sizing up Liv Morgan, hoisting her up. GTK connecting. Is it going to be enough though? Into the cover, hooking a leg to retain the title. Dakota Kai, no. Liv Morgan powers out once again. Dakota Kai seemingly trying to figure out what she wants to do next. Off the rope she goes. Dakota Kai. She hesitated for a moment there, and Liv Morgan was able to find a reversal. And now off the ropes and into a big arm drag connecting. Liv Morgan now looking to dish more punishment. The boos ringing around the stadium for Liv Morgan. They want to see the champion retain her title here tonight, but with the looming factor of Julia at ringside, you have to wonder what on earth is about to happen here tonight. And oh my goodness, stacking her up into the pin. Julia up onto the apron, trying to cause a distraction here, and she exposes that steel on the turnbuckle pad. Perhaps trying to get the referee's attention, but the referee stayed focused and delivered that pinfall attempt. As Dakota Kai was just about able to kick out, and now into another codebreaker. The champion's been busted wide open here, and this could be it. Liv Morgan sizing up Dakota Kai, who finds a reversal, jawbreaker connecting. Liv Morgan with a reversal of her own, and big strikes there. Takes the champion down. Well, who on earth is going to walk out of Australia with that Women's Intercontinental Championship? Liv Morgan with the senton off of the second rope. And sizing up Dakota Kai once more. Dakota Kai in trouble as the Oblivion connects here. Liv Morgan has to drag her away from the ropes though. Is that going to cost her crucial time here in the pinfall? Into the cover she goes. Liv Morgan now looking for the victory. Is she going to do it? No! Dakota Kai just about able to get the shoulder up here as Liv Morgan now believes that she has this championship won here tonight. And oh my word, she's been caught into the GTK connecting, and this could be it. Could be all over. Dakota Kai looking to retain the championship. Is it enough? But no! Liv Morgan able to power out here. Dakota Kai is in quite the state, heading out to ringside with Julia, and Julia just standing and just staring on ominously. Big kicks now by Dakota Kai. You can see that this battle for Dakota is really causing some wear and tear for her, as now planting Liv Morgan as the referee was having a word with Julia on the other side. Big drop kick to the spine of Liv Morgan. More damage being dealt on the outside of the ring here. Of course, Liv Morgan can't win the championship outside the ring. She has to win it inside the ropes for a pinfall or submission. Dakota Kai now talking a little bit of trash before heading up top. Dakota Kai double foot stomp connecting off of the top rope right to the midsection. Liv Morgan back to her feet though, into another code breaker connecting. Liv Morgan, what's she going for now? Up to the second rope. And she feels that she has the champion right where she wants her. Liv Morgan though missing on that missile dropkick. Dakota Kai sending Liv Morgan off the ropes into a big arm drag connecting. And the champion now, well, she's getting distracted by Julia, telling Julia to head on to the back, asking her why she's out here. Well, Dakota Kai, you need to focus on your opponent. You got a championship to defend. But now, switching her focus back to Liv Morgan, and that may have cost her. I believe she may have been looking for that GTK once again. Liv Morgan, though, sizing up Dakota Kai here, off the ropes, off of the handstand once again, into the Hurricane Rana connecting. Now, Liv Morgan heading up to the top rope here. Dakota Kai, the champion, in big, big trouble. Liv Morgan, she's flown all the way over the top there. I believe that Dakota Kai may have actually ducked to get on out of the way of that one. Big drop kick connecting by the champ. And this may be the opening that the champion needs to defend her title here. Hoisting up Liv Morgan. GTK connecting for a third time, and surely that has got to be it. Julia looks a little bit worried. And a big kick out found by Liv Morgan. The challenger will not stay down here. Dakota Kai now heading up top once again. Well, what has she got planned here? Liv Morgan slowly back to her feet. Dakota Kai looking for a drop kick. Liv Morgan was able to avoid it. Oh my word, into a roll up here in the corner. Is it going to be enough? Liv Morgan has stolen the championship here at Evolution off of the roll up.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion, Liv Morgan.
Well, I'm in shock. What have we just witnessed? Julia may have just cost Dakota Kai her first championship here in WWE. And well, Julia just shaking the hand of Dakota Kai here as Dakota Kai gets a standing ovation. But hold on a second. Well, what is Julia doing? It looks like maybe she decided to actually cost Dakota Kai the championship.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's United States Championship. making her way to the ring, from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, the WWE Women's United States Champion, Chelsea Green!
So Chelsea Green about to defend the championship against a woman who she's been trying to avoid here in Universe Mode, that being Jaida Parker. After, back on SmackDown, Chelsea Green was the special guest referee in a matchup between Jaida Parker and Roxanne Perez. Hold on a second, what is this? Roxanne Perez is here, and it looks like she's just taken out Jaida Parker, and she's marching down to the ring. She's going to take Jaida Parker's place here. What on earth is happening? Well, the referee is being forced to ring the bell. Roxanne Perez is threatening the referee here, and I mean, I think he's been forced into this one. And well, bell rings and we're underway here, and hold on a second, Roxanne Perez right out of the gates, not even allowing Chelsea Green a moment here to gather herself before this matchup. I mean, the bell did ring, but Roxanne Perez showing some newfound aggression here. Just absolutely laying into the champion, and now Roxanne Perez with the Meteora into the corner. Well, Roxanne Perez here signaling that this one could be all over before it even starts, heading up to the top rope. The WWE Universe actually seem to be behind Roxanne Perez here. Perhaps they seem to like the new attitude that the Prodigy is bringing to the table, and desperately into the cover quickly, looking to make quick work of the Women's United States Champion, but Roxanne Perez is going to need to do more damage than that. Chelsea Green able to find a reversal there though, and now stomping away at the fingers of the Prodigy is the United States Women's Champion. Roxanne Perez though very scrappy, able to find a reversal. Big strikes here by Roxanne, almost sending Chelsea Green off her feet, but that'll definitely do it, dropping Chelsea Green on the back of her head. And now Chelsea Green into a roll up here, looking to steal the win to retain the title, but Roxanne Perez able to kick out. Still very early in this matchup, but Roxanne Perez definitely has the upper hand after the way this one started. And look at that arm drag from Roxanne Perez. That's why they call her the Prodigy, and that's why she has this attitude about her. She believes she's better than everyone else, and especially she believes that she's better than her former best friend in Jade, the woman who she turned her back on back at Survivor Series and cost the championship. But now, here at Evolution, Roxanne Perez taking out Jaida Parker as well, and taking her spot in the matchup, looking to win the title, but no. Chelsea Green able to power out. Oh, but hold on a second. Roxanne Perez has the champion right where she wants her, but Chelsea Green able to find a reversal. Off the ropes goes Roxanne Perez. Chelsea Green now looking to wear out the champion, just taking her down to the mat with that drop toe hold. Now, back to her feet goes the Prodigy. Chelsea Green dragging Roxanne Perez into the corner. Face first she goes. Now hoisted up and slammed down to the mat as Chelsea Green heads up to the second rope here. And the champ could be looking to put away the challenger right now. Looking for the leg drop, couldn't connect with it. And then driven down to the mat. Pulled by the hair as Chelsea Green heads to the outside, trying to create some space. But Roxanne Perez isn't about to allow her to do that. Driving the knee into the shoulder here. As Roxanne Perez looking for a super kick. Couldn't connect with that one. Missed out on it. As now Chelsea Green, of course, can win the championship outside the ring. Whereas Roxanne Perez needs to win this one inside the ropes if she wants to win the title. Chelsea Green, however, continuing on the onslaught. Oh, but Roxanne Perez now finding a reversal. Roxanne Perez, oh my word, into a bit of a twisting senton there. Roxanne Perez thinking about heading back into the ring, getting the champ back to her feet. Roxanne Perez needs to be careful here, because Chelsea Green, if she's able to keep things outside the ring there and get a count out. She could have retained the championship, but the Prodigy back into the ring. Oh my word. And the Prodigy, Pop Rocks connecting, looking to take the title. New champion to be crowned. No, Chelsea Green at a 2.9, able to get the shoulder up. Well, Chelsea Green is in quite the way here. And Roxanne Perez, I think she smells blood in the water. Drop kick connecting. As Roxanne Perez heads up to the top rope. Looking to fly, looking for an elbow drop, but Chelsea Green found a reversal. Big clothesline connecting by the champ. And that could be the opening that Chelsea Green needs. Targeting the arm of Roxanne Perez. Perhaps trying to ensure that Roxanne Perez cannot lock in that crossface, which is another tool in the arsenal of the Prodigy. Big drop kick to the spine now by Chelsea Green. And Chelsea just screaming at Roxanne Perez, telling her she doesn't even deserve to be here tonight. Big right hand. Chelsea Green looking to put away the challenger. Roxanne Perez planted off the unprettier into the cover, hooking the leg to retain the title. No, big kick out found. Roxanne Perez still hanging in there by a thread. And now into a single leg Boston Crab. Something we don't see Chelsea Green utilise very often. And Roxanne Perez was able to find a way out of it. Now Roxanne dropping Chelsea Green off the arm drag. Roxanne Perez now sizing up the champion. Chelsea Green could be in trouble. Roxanne Perez telling the WWE Universe that this one's all over. Into the crossface. Is she going to make the champion tap out here? Chelsea Green in trouble. Really cranking away at the spine. But Chelsea Green survives, at least momentarily. Oh, playing a bit of possum. Chelsea Green back to her feet and a big boot connecting. And Chelsea Green could be closing on a win. Oh, well, Roxanne Perez found a reversal momentarily. And Chelsea Green is hoisted up. Drop down shoulder first onto the knee of the Prodigy. Roxanne Perez, could she maybe be closing in on her first singles championship? Chelsea Green looking to steal the win off a roll-up. Is she going to do it to retain the title? But no. Roxanne Perez back to her feet. Oh my word. Chelsea Green connecting. And she's sizing up the challenger. Roxanne Perez in big trouble. Chelsea Green unprettier connecting. Chelsea Green into the cover, away from the ropes. Is it going to be enough here? No! Roxanne Perez. Somehow Roxanne Perez is able to kick out once again, and Chelsea Green just screaming at Roxanne Perez here. Well, Chelsea Green, it seems like she's just talking trash to Roxanne Perez, telling Roxanne Perez she shouldn't even be here. She doesn't deserve this title shot. But Chelsea Green may have taken a moment too long, because Roxanne Perez now, well, these two just going back and forth in the center of the ring, trading blows, big strikes here. Oh, Chelsea Green missing out on that big right hand momentarily, but now off the ropes, sending the challenger and planting her spine first off the arm drag. Oh, Roxanne Perez was looking for something big there, but Chelsea Green beat her to the punch as Chelsea Green sent over the top rope here. And well, Roxanne Perez gonna play up to the WWE Universe now. Of course, Chelsea Green is most likely going to beat the count, but Roxanne Perez deciding to break up the count regardless, and wisely doing so before slamming Chelsea Green face first off of the canvas there and then hitting the senton. But again, Roxanne Perez, she needs to win this one in between the ropes here. Otherwise, she will not be the champion. She may get the victory over the current champion, but she won't take the title home via a count out or a disqualification by that amount. And now Roxanne Perez, oh, and a big elbow there. May have busted open the Prodigy. Big strikes now. Roxanne Perez, dangerous game she's playing on the outside. Referee up to a 3 count now. As Roxanne Perez targeting the leg of Chelsea Green. And Roxanne now back into the ring once more. Chelsea Green just clutching at that knee here, and Roxanne Perez telling Chelsea Green to get back to her feet. Chelsea Green slowly back to her feet, and a suicide dive Roxanne Perez, well, she's breaking up the count, but she's putting her body on the line here. She's throwing out all the stops trying to get that championship. So will Chelsea Green be able to walk out here this evening, still the Women's United States champion, or is the Prodigy about to become the new champion? She's sizing up the champ. Chelsea Green's in big trouble, into the crossface, near the ropes, but is it going to be enough for a new champion? Chelsea Green taps out, and Roxanne Perez is the new Women's United States champion.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Women's United States Champion, Roxanne Perez.
So Roxanne Perez steals the title away from Chelsea Green after stealing the matchup away from Jaida Parker. She shouldn't have even been in this matchup.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Austin, Texas, Jordan Grace.
So as we move on with the show here at Evolution, we have a grudge match to finally put to bed the feud between Jordan Grace and Lash Legend, as this has been going on ever since the WWE draft, where Lash Legend decided to take out Jordan Grace, all because she was bitter and jealous about the fact that Jordan Grace was able to head to the Elimination Chamber back in 2K25's Universe mode by defeating Lash Legend in the qualifying matchup. And now here we are today at Evolution, where they go head to head.
And her opponent, representing Metaphor from Atlanta, Georgia, Lash Legend.
So Lash Legend, of course, arrived here in Australia earlier than expected, and she was here all the way back on Monday. So she's been here for almost a week now, as Jordan Grace had actually decided to try and call out Lash Legend back on Monday Night Raw. But Jakara Jackson would try and perform a sneak attack on Jordan Grace, only for Jordan Grace to find a reversal and then end up causing a beatdown to Jakara Jackson. So it seems like maybe Jakara Jackson won't be a factor in this one, and it should just be a head-to-head bout between these two. So the WWE Universe making their voices heard here at the start of this one, as finally these two are about to go head-to-head, one-on-one, and Jordan Grace has evened the playing field by taking out Jakara Jackson back on Monday Night Raw. But the question is, who is going to be victorious here? Of course, Lash Legend has already secured herself a championship title match at SummerSlam, even secured herself a main event there. So we still don't know what champion she's going to choose to take on, but I mean, she has a bit of a history with Jade Cargill, but I guess the real question is, does she like the look of the WWE Women's Championship currently held by Bayley? But that could also change here tonight, because Bayley is going to be forced to defend her title later on this evening. So will she even walk out of Evolution as the champion, as Rey Mysterio seemed to have the perfect candidate in mind? But the same could be said about Jade Cargill, as she is performing an open challenge. We saw her announce that a couple of weeks ago. She believes that she's untouchable, and I mean, she has every right to believe that after the last year or so that she's had, probably the last 6 months ever since WrestleMania, defeating the EST and then absolutely dominating the entire Raw division. But as for right now, Jordan Grace is just wearing down Lash Legend, really targeting that shoulder. But now Lash Legend with a couple of well-placed strikes to the midsection, And now Lash Legend just using her brute force and power here to overcome the Juggernaut. And now, over onto the ropes goes Jordynne Grace. Lash Legend here. A reversal found by Jordynne Grace, but hold on a second, Lash Legend just absolutely wiping out the Juggernaut. It's not often that we see this. Someone absolutely overpowering Jordynne Grace in this kind of way. But Jordynne Grace is not going to stay down. She's going to keep fighting here, and here's the power of the Juggernaut. Slamming Lash Legend down to the canvas. Here's now Lash Legend up on one knee, but a big chop across the chest a couple of times there, and Lash Legend able to avoid the third attempt. Perhaps one too many for the Juggernaut. There's Lash Legend now. Some ground and pound here. These two, there's no love lost between them. And now the disrespect of Lash Legend as the referee calls for a rope break, perhaps because Lash Legend was actually raking at the eyes slightly there. But now into the cover, Lash Legend looking for the victory early on, but a kick out found by the Juggernaut. And now Lash Legend once again into the cover, her feet on the ropes here. She's looking to steal it, but Jordynne Grace a little bit confused as to why Lash Legend is trying to bend the rules. And I mean, I'm not sure why she's confused after how Lash Legend has carried herself over the last few months or so. Of course, we do have the Queen of the Ring tournament coming to an end here tonight as well. Tiffany Stratton will be taking on Stephanie Vaquer, and one of those two will also be heading to SummerSlam to fight for a World Championship. Of course, it will be the World Championship that is on their brand. As now, Lash Legend finding a reversal, big DDT connecting. So potentially we could even see Bayley not actually having an opponent secured for herself if Lash Legend was to choose Jade Cargill and Stephanie Vaquer was to win the Queen of the Ring tournament, then Bayley would be left without an opponent. So you have to wonder what would happen there at SummerSlam, but a big boot connecting. Lash Legend into the cover, looking for the victory. Is she going to do it? No. Big kick out found by the Juggernaut. But of course, there's a lot of what-ifs in this whole situation, as we were saying before, with the Women's Championships, both world titles. After tonight, we're going to have some answers, but not all the answers that we're looking for. But now, Jordynne Grace has been busted wide open here, and that seems to have woken her up. And the Juggernaut slamming Lash Legend into the corner. Hold on a second. Well, Naomi. What is she do? Is she here? Even Jordynne Grace seems a little bit confused. She seems a little bit concerned. I mean, Naomi and Jordynne Grace haven't seen eye to eye, but Naomi, hold on a second, Naomi slamming Jordynne Grace down. What is she doing? And Lash Legend crawling across the ring. Is she going to try and take advantage? Perhaps she is. Lash Legend with a smirk on her face before putting her arm over into the cover. She may have wasted valuable seconds there, but a big kick out found at the last second by the Juggernaut. But Naomi, I mean, what on earth was that all about? Is she on the side of Lash Legend? What is happening? Jordynne Grace, though, finds a reversal. And now Jordynne Grace hoisting up and planting Lash Legend. And this could be the opening that Jordynne Grace needs. She may have just had a kick up the backside. As now she's sizing up Lash Legend, hoisting her up. Lash Legend in big trouble as she's planted and into the cover. The referee slowly into the count, but just a 1 count found. Lash Legend, well, she just doesn't stop, does she? What is it going to take to keep her down? Planted onto the canvas here. There's Lash Legend now brought back to her feet. Now Jordynne Grace hoisting up Lash Legend, looking for the powerbomb connecting. Well, I mean, Naomi's interference may have just woken Jordynne Grace up. I think it's not had the effect that Naomi would have hoped. But the question has to be asked, did maybe Lash Legend call in a favour from Naomi? If we head back to Monday Night Raw again and remember what happened there, Lash Legend was stating that Naomi realised how crucial it is to have friends in this business. Oh, but now these two absolutely laying into each other, and a big elbow by the Juggernaut, drops Lash Legend. And now Jordynne Grace is sizing up Lash. And oh my goodness. Lash Legend planted off of her own move. And is that going to be enough to get the win? Jordynne Grace rubbing salt in the wound. No! Kick out found by Lash Legend. Of course, Jordynne Grace probably can't hit that move quite the same as Lash Legend can. I think the WWE Universe thought that this one was all over off that one. And now Lash Legend getting the upper hand, just planting Jordynne Grace, using her own momentum against her. And now Lash Legend planting Jordynne Grace again. The knee to the spine. And look at the state of Jordynne Grace right now. Lash Legend just soaking in the moment. She doesn't want to get too cocky and too confident though, because Jordynne Grace is the Juggernaut for a reason. He's now up to the second rope. Double axe handle connecting for Lash Legend. These two just absolutely laying into each other. How much longer can these two go on? I think they're going to go on all night. As Lash Legend is planted now. And now up to the second rope. The Juggernaut looking for the big splash connecting. Driving all the wind out of Lash Legend's lungs. And Lash Legend now taking a moment in the corner, maybe playing a bit of possum there, finding a big elbow and then a big boot to follow. And that could be night-night. Jordynne Grace down and out. No, she's able to kick out again. And Lash Legend is quickly beginning to learn why Jordynne Grace is the Juggernaut of the WWE. But now Jordynne Grace, this could be it. Planted face first. And Lash Legend taking a moment here. What is she doing? She's just smirking and talking a bit of trash here, telling Jordynne Grace that Naomi finally saw the light here. I'm not sure what Lash Legend is doing. She could have got the victory, but instead she decided to just talk some trash. And now looking for a choke slam, but she's wasted some crucial time here. Big headbutt, targeting that wound once again. And now into the cover, Lash Legend. Is she going to do it? And finally, Lash Legend puts an end to this matchup. And well, even as we head towards SummerSlam now, Lash Legend gets a crucial victory ahead of her main event at the biggest party of the summer. But the question is, which champion will she choose to face at SummerSlam? And well, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show, we have the WWE Women's Champion, Bayley, all alone here at Evolution. As we've seen, the initiative seems to be crumbling before our eyes. They were, of course, victorious back at War Games, but ever since Kiana James went out injured in the Queen of the Ring tournament, it seems like things are crumbling between Bayley and the enforcer, Lola Vice. So you have to wonder, is Lola Vice even going to show up here tonight? We did, of course, see her interfere in a matchup earlier on in the evening with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. But as for right now, Bayley has no idea who her opponent is going to be here tonight. Forced into this situation by the general manager, Rey Mysterio, who has had enough of the games and is forcing Bayley to defend her championship. But who's it going to be? Who's her opponent? Oh my goodness. Well, look who it is. It's Sol Ruka, the rookie sensation from NXT, who we did see back at Survivor Series with an impressive display in that women's gauntlet matchup. And now it seems like she's grabbed the attention of Rey Mysterio, the SmackDown general manager, and she's got a massive opportunity here tonight. Her first match on the main roster here at Evolution. Can the underdog maybe take down the manipulative and cunning champion that is Bayley here. Of course, Bayley is all alone, so I mean, it is a one-on-one matchup. Of course, we do know that Lola Vice is here this evening, but as we stated earlier, we don't know if she's even going to interfere in this one. So Bayley looking ever so confident right now, but I mean, you can't overlook Sol Ruka. She was very impressive back at Survivor Series, but Bayley taking down the challenger. And Bayley telling the WWE Universe that this one is over before it starts. She believes that Sol Ruka doesn't even have a chance here. But I mean, she can't overlook the rookie. A big right hand though, showing utter disrespect. Here is Bayley to Sol Ruka. So what a surprise this is. Sol Ruka now off of the top rope, off of the springboard into a moonsault. So Sol Ruka could walk out of Evolution as the WWE Women's Champion, and she could also walk into SummerSlam with that title. And I mean, Lash Legend hasn't actually picked her opponent just yet, so she could in fact end up choosing Sol Ruka if Sol Ruka is victorious here tonight. But now Bayley with a big elbow to the jaw of Sol Ruka. Of course, Bayley has been very dominant as the champion. She seemed to always have a plan up her sleeve. But here tonight, she's really on the back foot. She had no idea who her opponent was going to be here. But Sol Ruka, it seems like maybe she has officially moved up from NXT into the main roster. And what a way to do so, as Bayley now into a standing switch, waist lock applied. Trying to wear down the challenger, trying to out-wrestle the challenger, but Sol Ruka with the WWE Universe well and truly behind her. Cranking away at the neck here, and Bayley is scrambling a little bit. Sol Ruka is really pushing the champion. And a big knee to the head as well. Sol Ruka, of course, has had a history of past injuries with that knee. That's why she has that brace on there. And you have to think that maybe Bayley may see that as a weakness. But now into the cover, Sol Ruka for a new champion, but no. And Bayley able to power out here, the champion still hanging on strong. And Bayley quickly to the outside now, creating a bit of space. Trying to get the upper hand, but Sol Ruka now, big right hand to the champion. Of course, Sol Ruka has to win this one inside the ropes. Countouts and disqualifications will not give us a new champion. So Bayley could retain the title via a countout here. Big elbows to the jaw though by the champion. Fighting out of the clutches of Sol Ruka. Looking to send Sol Ruka into the ring post face first. And now targeting that leg, as we said before. I had a feeling that Bayley may see that as an opening and a weakness, and into the Bayley to belly. And Bayley is looking to punish Sol Ruka right now. Sending her across the floor on the outside. Bayley heading back into the ring. She believes that maybe she's done enough here. Oh, actually, she's heading up to the top rope. Sol Ruka slowly back to her feet, but driven back down again. And an elbow drop as well for good measure. Well, the champion is just laying into the challenger right now, but she's broken up the count. Big strikes now. Sol Ruka looking to fight back here. Big kick to the spine of Bayley. It's a dangerous game to be fighting on the outside, especially if you are Sol Ruka. You want to get this matchup back into the ring, because Bayley at any time could just take that count out and get the victory and walk out of here still as the champion. And Bayley now just telling the referee to continue the count. The referee giving Sol Ruka an opportunity to get back to her feet here, but is the damage been done? A 6 count now. Oh, Bayley actually deciding that she's not finished just yet. She wants to continue the onslaught, targeting the ribs of Sol Ruka. And Sol Ruka now, big opportunity for her. And she started this match off so well, but now Bayley, the champion, has her right where she wants her, up to the top rope. Bayley looking to fly across, body connecting. Sol Ruka could be in big trouble, because the WWE Women's Champion has her right in her clutches. Oh, and Sol Ruka though, finding a reversal. Now into a roll-up, looking to steal the championship. Is she going to do it? No. Just a 1 count found. The WWE Universe getting behind Sol Ruca here, though. As Bayley letting her frustrations boil over slightly here. So Bayley needs to be careful. Because if she allows herself to get too frustrated here, then that could potentially cost her the championship. And now up to the top rope goes the champion once again. Sol Ruca, a little bit dazed right now, but she was playing a little bit of possum. Able to find the reversal. And of course, Bayley needs to be careful of that Soul Snatcher because that can be hit out of absolutely nowhere. And now, Bayley again, that frustration boiling over. Driving and bouncing Sol Ruca's head off of the canvas. As now, Bayley fighting her way out the clutches of Sol Ruca. And Sol Ruca now, off the rope she goes. And Bayley looking for that Bayley to belly connecting once again. And this could be all over. Sol Ruca, if this hits, surely Bayley is going to retain the championship. Targeting that knee again with the rose plant connecting into the cover, hooking the leg to retain the title. No, Sol Ruca is just about able to get the shoulder up, and the WWE Universe, you could hear the sigh of relief in the crowd as they believe this one was all over, but Sol Ruca is continuing to fight here. And she's pushing the champion to her limits. Sol Ruca has every opportunity to walk out of Evolution as your WWE Women's Champion, but is she going to be able to pull it off? I'm not sure, because Bayley again targeting that knee. She knows the weakness that must be within that knee after all the injuries that Sol Ruca has suffered in the past, as Bayley now just absolutely irate here, almost pulling her hair out and muttering to herself right now. But now finally off the rope she goes, and a big kick to the side of the head. And Bayley thinks that she's done enough here near the ropes, but is it going to be enough to get the victory to retain the championship? Bayley finally able to put down the rookie. And so Bayley finally puts down the challenger, and she's able to retain the championship to a bit of a mixed response here. Actually, yeah, there come the boos. Bayley able to put down Sol Ruca, but Sol Ruca can hold her head up high because she pushed the WWE Women's Champion to the limit here.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's World Championship.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we move on with the show here at Evolution, and we begin to move towards the closing aspects of the show, we have the most dominant force that we've seen in WWE 2K Universe mode. Could even include last year, as Jade Cargill has been so impressive this year. The last 6 months, absolutely dominating the women's division. Although you must say that back at Survivor Series, she was pushed to her limit by Stephanie Vaquer, and she only just held on to her title by the skin of her teeth. But here tonight, it seems like she wants to put to bed all the rumors about the fact that maybe her confidence is dwindling, as she is issuing an open challenge here. So any female superstar out in the back in the locker room who has made the trip over here to Perth, Australia, has the opportunity to fight for the Women's World Championship. Oh my goodness. Well, look who's answered the call. The genius of the sky. It is Io Sky. She is the woman who has been caught between her two best friends over the Intercontinental Women's Championship, that being Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane. Although she may not have to worry about that after tonight, after the events earlier on here, where Dakota Kai defended her championship against Liv Morgan. But now, Damage Control could have a new champion in their mix, because Io Sky is about to take on the Storm, Jade Cargill. And you have to wonder, does Jade Cargill have the answer for the Genius of the Sky? Or will Io Sky walk out as your Women's World Champion from Perth, Australia?
Introducing the challenger from Tokyo, Japan, Io Sky. And her opponent from Orlando, Florida, the WWE Women's World Champion, Jade Cargill.
Well, what a surprise this is. The Genius of the Sky answering the call from the Storm, as Io Sky has not really had many opportunities this year in 2K25's Universe Mode series, but back in 2K24, she was a multiple-time Women's WWE Champion, and she even fought for the title back at WrestleMania. But now Jade Cargill right out of the gates, just tossing Io Sky almost out of the arena, and now just overpowering. And the Genius of the Sky here is the Storm. So I guess you have to wonder, have the skies begin to turn to black and get all cloudy as the Storm arrives here at Evolution and looks to put down the Genius of the Sky, as now Jade Cargill playing Io Sky at her own game here. Off of the springboard, sending a message, perhaps to Io Sky and even the rest of the locker room. And now Jade Cargill planting Io Sky and stacking her up, looking for an early win here, but a kick out found by Io. Jade Cargill just dominating this one so far, and Io Sky, she doesn't seem quite herself here this evening. Of course, she's had all the issues within Damage Control between Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane as of late, as they've almost been fighting over the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Of course, she doesn't have to worry about that anymore after tonight, as Liv Morgan was able to steal that title away from Dakota Kai. But now, Jade Cargill almost taking the head off of the Genius of the Sky. And Io is in quite the way here. Big elbow drop now connecting. Io Sky has not got any kind of offense in here, and Jade Cargill is just talking trash to Io, asking how she believes that she can dare step up to the Storm. But now Io Sky trying to fight back here, but Jade Cargill just overpowering Io Sky. But Io finds a DDT. She's going to keep on fighting as the WWE Universe try and feed Io Sky here all the energy in the crowd. Drop kick connecting, missile drop kick for Io Sky as she looks to win that Women's World Championship. But a big boot almost sending Io Sky out of the ring. And Io Sky is very, very dazed here. I don't think she knows where she's at, as Jade Cargill hooks the arms, hoists her up, marches around, and planting the challenger into Jaded, and that could be all over. Io Sky down and out, but no, she's able to find a way to get the shoulder up. Jade Cargill thought that she had done enough here, hit her heaviest shot, and Io Sky was able to continue fighting in this one. Is that going to seep some doubt into the mind of the Storm? Of course, the international superstars seem to be the ones that have Jade's number. It was Stephanie Vaquer who pushed her to the limit. back at Survivor Series, and now Io Sky could be the woman to push her to the limit here at Evolution, as Io is slowly building some momentum. And if you're Jade Cargill, that is not what you want in this one, because the Genius of the Sky could stand toe-to-toe with anyone. Driving the knee into the shoulder now, as Io heads up to the top rope. She could be sizing up the Storm here. Jade Cargill in trouble, over the moonsault, couldn't connect with it. Jade Cargill played a little bit of possum and was able to avoid the moonsault. As now into the corner, backing it up. Big European uppercut connecting for the Storm. Jade Cargill just taking her time, that methodical pace that she loves to utilize here. Just wears down her challenger. The confidence of the Storm has just grown over the last 6 months, but you do have to wonder, is there any doubt maybe creeping in to the champion? Is now in the corner, big European uppercut again by Jade. She seems to be feeding off of the booze in the WWE Universe, so I'm not sure that that's helping Io Sky in this one. But Jade Cargill just talking trash to the WWE Universe before turning her attention back to the challenger. And Jade Cargill, Io Sky back to her feet, but then quickly taken down to the mat once again. And Jade Cargill is just having her way with Io Sky right now. Io Sky needs to find a way back into this one. Back to her feet again, but a big right hand, and oh my word. Well, Io Sky's in trouble once more. She's been caught. The arms are hooked up in the air. And crashing down, the Genius of the Sky busted wide open, and she looks out of it. This could be all over. And no, at the last possible second, Jade Cargill can't believe it. And she's talking more trash here to Io Sky, looking for a clothesline. But Io Sky able to reverse it, find a way out of that one. Into the corner goes Jade Cargill, and now, oh my word. Well, Jade Cargill's in big trouble. You don't want to be up there with the Genius of the Sky. Io Sky heading up to the top rope here with the Storm. They're both going to come crashing down off of the Spanish Fly. Io Sky may have done some damage to herself in the process, but the Genius of the Sky is willing to put it all on the line here. Now big strikes connecting. Io Sky connecting with a suplex as well. Jade Cargill wisely rolling to the apron, creating some space between herself and the challenger. But Io Sky is going to continue to put her foot on the gas, which is exactly what she needs to do. The champion could be in big trouble, as Io Sky seems to smell blood. Now sending Jade Cargill towards the barricade. And Io Sky now with Jade Cargill, a big knee to the face of the champion. And Jade is in deep, deep trouble right now, because Io Sky has her right where she wants her, but of course, Jade Cargill is quite wise here, because on the outside again, just like the other title defenses earlier on tonight, Jade Cargill cannot lose her championship out here at ringside. Of course, Io Sky needs to win this one inside the ring, in between the ropes, as now Jade Cargill connecting off that big boot. And now, talking some trash, and a big boot connecting again. And Jade Cargill, she may be about to take a count out. Is she really going to do this? Oh, up to the top rope, Jade Cargill. Well, she's actually taken a count out victory.
Here is your winner and still the WWE Women's World Champion, Jade Cargill.
Well, what a cowardice way for the champion to retain the title via a count out.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Tiffany Stratton.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the main event of the evening, we have Tiffany Stratton, the first woman who is entering into the Queen of the Ring final. looking to finally get her hands on Bayley once again. Of course, Tiffany Stratton did have an opportunity to take the championship back away from Bayley, all the way back at Backlash, when Bayley actually defeated Tiffany Stratton clean. But Tiffany Stratton has had months and months of chasing after Bayley, trying to get back at that championship. And if she's victorious here tonight, she could do so at SummerSlam.
And her opponent from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie Baker.
So Tiffany Stratton has her work cut out for her, because this woman, Stephanie Baker, pushed Jade Cargill to the limit back at Survivor Series, the same event where Tiffany Stratton was actually competing in the 30-woman gauntlet match, and she made it all the way down to the final, I believe it was the final 3, it may have even been the final 2, and she was so close to booking her ticket to SummerSlam, and she doesn't want a repeat of the same situation here tonight. But Stephanie Baker would love another bite at the cherry against Jade Cargill, the Storm, especially after tonight, the desperation that the Storm held in retaining that championship via a countout. So Stephanie Baker, I'm sure, is looking at the Storm and seeing that she's probably, oh my word, she's probably feeling a little bit vulnerable right now, and this could be the perfect opportunity to strike. But you could also say the same about Bayley over on SmackDown, as Sol Ruka earlier on this evening pushed her to the limit. But now, in the main event here, these two battling to decide who will head to SummerSlam to face the champion of their brand. So either we will be getting Stephanie Baker heading to face off against, oh my word, into an STF here. Stephanie Baker right out the gates looking for a submission here. But as I was stating, we will either get Stephanie Baker facing off against Jade Cargill once again, or we will be getting Tiffany Stratton finally getting her hands on Bayley once more, after Bayley stole the title just before WrestleMania. That's how far back their feud dates. But as for right now, these two have to stay focused on their opponent here tonight, because if you're not focused on your opponent here, then well, this one could end very quickly as into a roll-up pin here. But Stephanie Baker able to kick out. Now to the outside goes Stephanie, a bit of cat and mouse between these two, playing a little bit of possum, as Stephanie back into the ring, tripping up Tiffany Stratton accidentally there and dropping her on the back of her neck onto the knee. Tiffany Stratton now though fighting back into this one, a bit of a slow pace to start this one. These two must be ever so slightly nervous, because there are high stakes in this one. And of course, as we were stating before about the potential matchups that we could be seeing at SummerSlam, we also have to keep in mind that Lash Legend is yet to choose her opponent, so we are almost guaranteed a triple threat match for one of the women's championships. But the question is, will Bayley be defending in a triple threat once again, just like she did at WrestleMania, where she was successful against Io Sky and Sasha Banks? Or will we be seeing Jade Cargill in another triple threat match, just like she defended the title back at Bash in Berlin against Jordynne Grace and Lash Legend? There's now Stephanie Baker cranking away at the arm there. Now rolling Tiffany Stratton over onto her front here, looking for a knee to the side of the head, but Tiffany able to avoid it. So both of these superstars have valid reasons as to why they should be winning the Queen of the Ring tournament, as Tiffany is dumped to the outside. Stephanie heading up to the top rope, looking for an elbow drop connecting. Flying across the floor here, looking to inflict as much punishment as she can on the outside, but she's going to head back into the ring. Wise choice that. Stephanie Baker wants a definitive victory here. I'm sure both these two do. Off of the springboard into the crossbody. And now Stephanie looking for a win here, perhaps testing out Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany Stratton able to kick out at one. And Stephanie Vicaire now keeping her foot on the gas once more, dropping the knee to the back of the head. And Stephanie going to head up top. Tiffany Stratton could be in trouble here. Another elbow drop, this time to the spine. And Tiffany Stratton is suffering right now. Sent off the ropes here. Ooh, looking for a super kick, but Tiffany able to avoid it. As now Tiffany Stratton hoisting up. Stephanie Vicaire slides in behind, and now Stephanie has caught Tiffany Stratton once again, looking for another STF, looking for a submission, but Tiffany Stratton, I highly doubt, is going to tap out here tonight. She knows what's at stake. I'm sure that she's going to try and fight through all the pain that she can, because this could potentially be her last opportunity to head to SummerSlam. As now, oh my word, the boot to the face. And Stephanie Vicaire thinks that she's done enough here to put Tiffany Stratton away, queen of the ring, but no. Stephanie Vicaire a split second away from heading to SummerSlam and punching her ticket as she heads up to the top rope. Stephanie Vicaire into the splash, couldn't connect with it. Tiffany Stratton drops her on the back of her head, pulling her by the hair. Big right hand, big strikes by Tiffany. Big drop kick connecting as well. As now Tiffany Stratton going to head up to the top rope. She could be thinking about that swanton bomb. Looking for it, but couldn't connect with it as well. And oh my word, she's been caught now. Devil's Kiss connecting. My goodness. Stephanie Vicaire wasting little time here. She knows the threat that Tiffany Stratton holds. As Tiffany Stratton, of course, wants to regain the WWE Women's Championship. Whereas Stephanie Vicaire looking for her first Women's World Championship here in WWE. Oh my word. But Tiffany Stratton now looking for the corkscrew, connecting into the cover, hooking the leg. This could be all over. No, big kick out found by Stephanie. Well, back and forth we go between these two. Tiffany Stratton connecting with another senton off of the springboard. These two pushing each other to the limits. But who's going to walk out as the victor in this one? Looking for a spinning elbow there, but Stephanie Vicaire too quick. At least momentarily before being slammed down to the mat. Stephanie Vicaire though, finding a reversal. Stephanie Vicaire with a boot to the jaw again. Tiffany Stratton eats the boot. And Stephanie Vicaire going to head up top once more. Is she going to look for the big splash? Stephanie Vicaire lining up Tiffany Stratton, who saw it coming and was able to avoid it once again. But you have to think that if Stephanie Vicaire is able to hit that, then this one could be all over. Stephanie Vicaire now, the one that could be in trouble, as Tiffany Stratton looking to gain control of this matchup and dictate the pace of this one. Into the cover, Tiffany goes, testing out Stephanie Vicaire, but a big kick out found by Stephanie. La Primera is just about holding on, but could it be Tiffy time here at Evolution? A big kick to the midsection there. Stephanie Vicaire though, in the clutches of Tiffany Stratton. Oh, big elbow found by Stephanie. Jawbreaker connecting as well. And, well, Tiffany Stratton, I was about to say she looked like she was in the drop zone. But luckily for her, Stephanie Vicaire instead deciding to go for a springboard. And Stephanie could have just cost herself. Tiffany Stratton up to the top rope. It's quite a distance, that. Tiffany Stratton looking for the elbow drop. I think she may have been thinking about that swanton, but decided the distance may have been a little bit too much. Up to the top rope again. Tiffany Stratton couldn't connect with the swanton. Super kick connecting though for Stephanie. My oh my. These two really pushing each other to the limit. Stephanie telling Tiffany to bring it. Now into the corner. Oh. Dragon screw connecting. Probably tearing the ligaments out of their socket. Into the cover. This could be all over. Tiffany Stratton though, able to kick out at one. That dragon screw is so brutal from Stephanie Vicaire. The torque that she's able to get on the knee is unlike anything else. As now, Tiffany Stratton with some ground and pound here. She's not messing about now. Tiffany Stratton knows that this could be her last opportunity to head to SummerSlam, but the same could be said for Stephanie Vaquer, who's sent into the steel steps. Tiffany Stratton has a different look in her eye right now. There's now Tiffany into a standing moonsault, but she played up to the crowd a little bit, which may have cost her. And now Stephanie Vaquer sending Tiffany Stratton across the floor on the outside. Of course, we could get a victor here by a count out, just like we did with Jade Cargill, as now Stephanie Vaquer sent rib first into the steel steps again. A 6 count by the referee. As Tiffany Stratton now gonna make her way back into the ring here. She believes that she may have done enough here. The referee onto an 8 count. As now Tiffany Stratton actually gonna break up the count. Well, what on earth is she thinking here? Tiffany Stratton had the match up 1, and this could have been all over. But instead, Tiffany Stratton planting Stephanie Vaquer, telling her to get back in the ring here. She doesn't want to take the count-out victory, but I mean, she could have just chucked her opponent back into the ring, but interesting choice for Tiffany. Oh my goodness, another drop kick connecting now. Tiffany Stratton, she had the match up 1. Is that going to potentially cost her? She had the same similar situation at Survivor Series where she had opportunities to get eliminations in that gauntlet match. She decided not to, and then she ended up suffering the fate of being eliminated herself. As now Tiffany Stratton up onto the barricade here. What on earth is she doing? Tiffany Stratton pulling out all the stops here. Blockbuster connecting. As Tiffany bringing Stephanie back to her feet, and Stephanie doesn't know where she is right now. Finding a reversal though. A couple of well-placed elbows to the midsection. Stephanie Vaquer gonna head back into the ring, telling Tiffany, we're gonna finish this one inside the ropes. Oh, and Stephanie Vaquer was playing up to the WWE Universe. Not a wise decision, that. As now heading up to the top rope again. Tiffany Stratton looking for the swanton. Couldn't connect again. Missing out on that one. And a super kick to the midsection. And Stephanie Vaquer now. Well, who on earth is going to walk out as the queen of the ring here this evening? Oh, a planted knee to the spine. Stephanie Vaquer could be setting up Tiffany Stratton, working on that spine. Oh my word. Heading up to the top rope, and Tiffany Stratton is in quite the state right now. Tiffany Stratton in big trouble. The splash connecting. Stephanie Vaquer hooking the leg to become the queen of the ring. Can she do it? Oh my goodness. Well, Tiffany Stratton had this match won.
Here is your winner, Stephanie Vaquer.
But Tiffany Stratton decided to take the high road instead of taking the count-out victory. And now she has suffered the loss. And Stephanie Vaquer will be heading to SummerSlam. And she will be facing Jade Cargill. But the question is, will it be a one-on-one match? Or will Lash Legend also be inserted into that one?